In the month of May, life becomes devastated in Kasese district due to heavy rains that end up causing floods of rivers such as Nyamwamba, Nyamgasane, Chitekena, among others. Mudslides and landslides also become rampant in steep slopes, and this year alone, over 15 lives were lost across the district. Other residents lost their houses after being destroyed by floods. This has left over 4,500 people homeless. All these atrocities are attributed to climate change that causes extreme weather. It is upon this background that Africa Tourism and Environmental Initiatives, ATEI, in partnership with Worldwide Fund, WWF, established the Green Schools Project in 35 primary and secondary schools in 5 districts in Rwenzori region with a theme, Greening Today for a Greener Tomorrow.
And our biggest perspective right now is to make sure that the students are having a green lifestyle, are having a green mindset. Why the green schools? We think that it is very important that the students that we are looking at right now are the future stewards of the environment, are the next leaders of this country, are the ones who are going to be in charge of the next generation. So once we actually target them at an early stage, they are yet to understand how to manage the situation. Now, what situation am I talking about? We are living in a very big crisis, the environment crisis, the climate crisis, and a few people know about this. Few citizens know about this. For us, maybe we might be on a certain age whereby we don't mind. Maybe we think that life has passed us, and we think that we can't do anything about it. Yet the truth is, we can still do something.
As one way of engaging pupils and teachers in schools, Africa Tourism and Environment Initiatives, ATEI, organized a one-day training at Verina Gardens in Kasese municipality with an aim of developing playbook ideas generated by pupils and teachers. Amumpaire Bismarck Moses, the CEO of ATEI, indicated that they are using several ways, such as music, dance, and drama, to propagate information on climate change mitigation strategies.
We have different ideologies and innovations that we are coming up with. One, music, dance, and drama. Right about now, we are engaging the patrons of the different 35 schools and a few student representatives to see how we can engage them on the playbook that we've come up with, to have an input on that playbook. Maybe that playbook can consequently come out as a play for them to act, but also to create more awareness, to have a green mindset, to have a green lifestyle. Two, we are going to also use the information technology, IT. We have the pet a tree concept where we tell everyone to at least have a one tree pet, one friend that is a tree. Plant a tree and give it a name. For us, we are saying that we want to stop planting trees and start growing trees. So the pet a tree concept is that you cannot grow trees without planting them. But we are saying that if you plant it, please grow that tree, make it your friend. So every student that we are going to engage with in all the 35 schools, we shall make sure they own a tree, either in the school or in the community where they are. And we shall try to make sure they also encourage their parents, their guardians, their foster parents to do the same. And that is how the message is going to go on. And in that regard, we're also coming up with a Pet a Tree app, which is going to help us innovatively, where you know that you plant a tree in a certain place, you can look at that tree at any time, you know statistics of that tree, you know facts about that tree, and that is how we're going to use the IT in that regard.
He further revealed why ATEI has initiated its projects in schools.
Not in the communities as of now, it's not because we think the community is not important in this struggle. The reason is that we are already working with our partners who are in the communities. Our funding partner, WWF, is already in the community, but we identified right now that we can work with WWF to help us fund us and tackle the students, because Africa Tourism and Environment Initiative, ATEI, is a youth-led organization, and we think we can relate very well with the students, with the pupils, and that's why we are targeting our efforts to the schools, not because the community is not important, but we think that yes, at an opportune time we also engage with the communities elsewhere. In Uganda, we're engaging with the communities, but here in Rwenzori, we're saying let's first begin with a very strong focus with the students in Rwenzori sub-region, because we think that the youth have something to play. And besides, the youth also, the schools are also part of the community. Once they are aware, once they have the green mindset, they're going to take back the message to their parents who are in the community.
Kansime Lucius, Project and Fundraising Officer from Africa Tourism Environment Initiatives ATEI in the Rwenzori region, highlighted on the schools that they have worked with by establishing nature clubs that amplify the awareness messages that have to sink in students' minds and culture.
In this project of the green schools, we are dealing with the students specifically with the help of the patrons. We have the nature clubs within the schools that we shall be working with. They are protecting the environment specifically, planting trees, collecting garbage from their compound, how they can have a clean and safe environment. We look at having the climate change agents within these schools, because we hope the future is within the youth more than the people who are all over age.
Environmental patrons from schools such as Kasese Secondary School, Mother Care Preparatory School, and Nyachigumba Parents Secondary School have gone a long way in implementing Green Schools project by ensuring that tree planting is exercised in their schools by their own students. They also highlighted on other strategies they use in making sure that the environment around their schools is preserved.
Basically, we do inter-class debates, mainly to change the mindset of the student, to know that the moment you take water in a plastic bottle, this plastic bottle should not be littered anyhow. It should be taken to a specific place of non-biodegradable disposal. So that means that even at secondary, we again continue, we train students how to plant and pet trees. The moment someone plants a tree, this child is given chance to give this tree a name. Even they are giving them even petty names, as in Batoro Dukol, Akiki, Amot. It means that the love between the student and the tree is very high.
Activities like recycle waste. We recycle waste, we reuse it, like we are doing paper beads. We use papers, make beads, and that is part of recycling waste, most especially waste papers. We are also collecting plastic bottles and making waste bins out of those plastic bottles, which is really doing well. And as we talk now, we are almost at 0 plastic bottles around the school. And we are also looking at going beyond the school now. Another thing we are doing in as far as conserving the environment is concerned, with the help of Klima Foods, which was introduced to us by WWF.
Impact on making the school compound green by planting flowers and vegetable gardens. For vegetable gardens, we have a garden of cabbages, we have a garden of dodo, we have other vegetables, and for the case of trees also, we have planted some trees so that at least we begin with the school compound, we make it to look so green, we make it green, so that the same knowledge we are imparting in the learners and they extend the knowledge to the communities around us. The main aim of this is to protect the environment, we conserve the environment, so that we can have a bright future where we are trying to mitigate the challenges of climate change.
Pupils and students from nature clubs have also shared their experience with greening activities in their schools.
Now, generally at my school, Kasese Secondary School in Kasese municipality, we have got into greening our environment through various ways. In the first place, we have planted trees along the hill that lays above our school. Even in the school itself, in our compound, there is a tree. After you have made 3 meters from where you are stepping, you'll just see a tree. And so, second of it all, we have seen the green gardens that have been employed by Green Schools Initiative. We have done these green gardens. They still give us the food. They still promote up the food security that we all want, because at the end, you still need the food to take. And 3, we are now looking at Green Schools Initiative, giving that support. It can be the finances of we the people, or we who are benefiting in doing up these innovations, because if we come to tell Green Schools Initiative that we have the briquettes to make, it is ready to finance us.
School, we plant trees, plant flowers so that we can beautify our environment. I also thank this worldwide fund for helping us to get seedlings for planting in our compounds, so we are beautifying our environment. Also, I thank this ATEI for also inviting us at this.
Rugarama John, the education officer for special needs in Kasese, urged schools to embrace the Green Schools project, which is aimed at mitigating the effects of climate change in Kasese and Rwenzori region as a whole.
Greening is the only way to go, and more especially Kasese district, greening and tree planting. We want to emphasize it in schools, and basically the reason why you should plant a tree is that when you plant a tree, give it a name, such that now, as and when you think about the name of that tree and the use of that tree and how the tree can help us. As a district, we are saying, at least in every school, we should green the schools, plant trees, because these trees help us so much. They give us oxygen, they give us shade for our learners. So we are emphasizing and appealing to all administrators, managers, board of governors of the schools we have, all learning institutions in the Kasese district. Kindly help us plant trees such that we can have green environment in our schools.
Eunice Kanyiginya, the senior environmental officer for Kabarole district, pledged total support for Africa tourism environmental initiatives due to its proper strategies of creating awareness among the children in schools, who are the next generation.
Opportunity to thank ATEI for having come to work with us in the Rwenzori region, and more so in the different districts that are in Rwenzori. I'll talk about Kabarole in particular. We are so happy that ATEI has come to work with us, and I want to pledge our support as a district that we are willing to work with ATEI. And they've come at a right time when we are really facing a challenge with climate change. And this is something that we want to begin with right away from childhood, to show that, to teach or to make these children aware that climate change is real and they are the leaders of tomorrow. And when you train this child from right away from his childhood, he or she will be able to protect this or guard the environment jealously. One, so many things have changed. The weather has changed. It's because of the different anthropogenic activities, we as the people who are living on this earth. And we are looking at this generation, the young generation that is coming after us. So when we train this young generation, or we instill the discipline and knowledge of guarding this environment jealously, they will take up the mantle of conserving the environment. And ATEI has come with a very good concept of dealing with these schools, with the young children or with the youth, because these are the next people they are the very people who will be dealing with the after effects of what people are doing today.
He called upon schools who attended this training to extend this message of climate change mitigation to other schools that didn't manage to come.
This message to the schools, the ones that have been present today for this training, and even the schools out there. Mainly the schools that have attended today, let them take up the mantle of going back and spreading the gospel about environment conservation to all other students and pupils left behind. And I know with the few schools that have come today, there will be like a learning. We shall be learning from these very schools. The other schools that have not been able to be here today, we learn from the few schools that have been present today. So I'm cautioning the schools that have been here to take it seriously, that whatever they are being trained now, they are the people who will be like change agents, and they will be the people to carry out the information to spread the information to the other schools.
Every year, lives are lost and property worth billions of shillings are destroyed due to extreme weather that is greatly caused by climate change. The world is ought to plant many trees and conserve the environment to safeguard the future generation.